Hey team, welcome to ACE Academy. I'm Harini and today we'll be looking at the current affairs of February 17, 2021. So without much delay, let's get into the first question. So the first question is, as per Nomura, the GDP of India in financial year 2022 has been projected to be how much percent? So the answer is option D. Nomura is a Japanese brokerage company. It has projected the GDP of India for financial year 2022 to be 13.5%. Then moving on to the next question. So the second question is, which state has partnered with 3 e-commerce companies for boosting its global outreach? So the answer is option C, Haryana. So the MSME department has signed a contract to be partnered with 3 e-commerce companies, namely eBay, Power2, SME and TradeIndia.com for boosting its global outreach. Then moving on to the next question. So the third question is, the Mandu festival has been celebrated in which state of India? So the answer is option D, Madhya Pradesh, and it is a 3-day famous festival began at the historic town of Mandu in Dar district of Madhya Pradesh. Then moving on to the next question. So the fourth question is, which is the battle tank has been handed over by the Prime Minister of India to Indian Army? So the answer is option A. Arjun Mk1A has been handed over by the Prime Minister to Indian Army. Then moving on to the next question. So the fifth question is, how many members are there in the expert panel formed by RBI to suggest steps for strengthening and consolidating primary cooperative banks? So the answer is option A. So there are 8 members in the expert panel committee formed by RBI to suggest the steps for strengthening and consolidating primary cooperative banks, and the governor of RBI is Shaktikanta Das. Then moving on to the next question. Starstruck Confession of a TV Executive is a memo of which media personality? So the answer is option A, Peter Mukherjee. So it is Starbuck Confession of a TV Executive is a memoir of Peter Mukherjee. Then moving on to the next question. So the seventh question is, which organization has developed the report Traffic Crash Injuries and Disabilities, the Burden on Indian Society? So the answer is option A, World Bank, and the president of World Bank is David Malpass. Then moving on to the next question. So the eighth question is, which country's astronomers have detected huge optical flare in the black hole BL Larcete? So the answer is option C, India. So Indian astronomers have detected a huge optical flare in the black hole BL Larcete. Then moving on to the next question. So the ninth question is, Which state has signed a pact with the UNEP for achieving climatic resilience and low carbon emission by 2040? So the answer is option B, Bihar. So Bihar has signed a pact with UNEP, and the full form of UNEP is United Nations Environment Program for achieving climatic resilience and low carbon emission by 2040. Then moving on to the next question. So the 10th question is, the New START Treaty is a nuclear arms reduction treaty extended by United States with which country for a period of 5 years? So the answer is option D, Russia. So the New START Treaty is a nuclear arms reduction treaty extended by the United States with Russia for next 5 years. Then moving on to the next question. So the 11th question is, which India's homegrown app has tied up with the ISRO to build an alternative to Google Maps? So the answer is option D, Map My India. So India's Map My India is a homegrown app that has tied with ISRO to build an alternative to Google Maps. Then moving on to the next question. The International Cruise Terminal Sagarika is the first full-fledged international cruise terminal in India. It has been inaugurated at which place? So the answer is option A, Kochi Port Trust. So International Cruise Terminal Sagarika is the first full-fledged international cruise terminal in India that has been inaugurated in Kochi Port Trust. Then moving on to the next question. So the 13th question is, who is the author of the book titled The Terrible, Horrible, Very Bad Good News? So the answer is option B, Meghna Pant. So Meghna Pant is the author of the book The Terrible, Horrible, Very Bad Good News. Then moving on to the next question. So the 14th question is, what is the projected GDP of India in the financial year 2021 as per the Japanese brokerage Noruma? So the answer is option B, minus 6.7%. So the Japanese brokerage Nomura has projected the GDP of India in the financial year 2021 to be minus 6.7%. Then moving on to the next question. So the 15th question is, who has been appointed as the new Prime Minister of Italy? So the answer is option B, Mario Draghi. So Mario Draghi has been appointed as the new Prime Minister of Italy. Then moving on to the next question. So the 16th question is, the Tesla has announced the opening of its first manufacturing unit in which city of India? So the answer is option B, Bangalore. So Tesla has announced to open its first manufacturing unit in India in Bangalore. Then moving on to the next question. So the 17th question is, the 11th Rashtriya Sanskriti Mahotsav has been organized in which state by the government of India? So the answer is option C, West Bengal, and it was inaugurated by the governor of West Bengal, Jagdeep Dhankar. So the 11th Rashtriya Sanskriti Mahotsav has been organized in West Bengal, and it was inaugurated by the governor, Jagdeep Dhankar. Then moving on to the next question. So the 18th question is, who has been appointed as the head of the committee formed by RBI to suggest steps for strengthening and consolidating primary cooperative banks? So the answer is option D, N.S. Vishwanathan. So N.S. Vishwanathan has been appointed as the head of the committee formed by RBI to suggest the steps for strengthening and consolidating the primary cooperative banks. Then moving on to the next question. So the 19th question is, which of the following general insurance company has launched the corporate India Risk Index? So the answer is option D, ICICI Lombard. So ICICI Lombard has launched the Corporate India Risk Index. Then moving on to the next question. So the last question is, who has been elected as the prosecutor at the International Crime Court? So the answer is option B, Karim Khan. So Karim Khan has been appointed as the prosecutor at the International Crime Court for next 9 years. So that's it, we are done for the day, and thank you for watching our video. And if you think that we are doing good, please let us know in the comment section below, because it means a lot to us. And if you have any queries, please feel free to ask us either in the comment section below, or you could also contact us in Facebook and Instagram. So meet you in my next video. Till then, bye. It's me, Harini, signing off.